All right, Kristen, let's check out some of your slalom turns, free skiing. And as we talked about that day, we had a little loose snow there. It wasn't the easiest to probably do this, and kind of debated whether we should film it anyway. But since we did, I'm going to take a look at it. I put you up here against Academy coach Andrew, just for a comparison purpose, and hope that the visual of him will help out also. He's skiing on a little, relatively easy terrain, going at relatively slow speeds, at least here at the start. You have good width there in the transition. What we really need you to do, though, is really roll up both skis on edge to start, using our ankles and then knees, creating a high edge angle platform, then to push against with the outside foot, in this case your right foot. And it's hard to see there, but inside ski is pretty flat relative to the outside. We'll see it later, but you clearly don't see a lot of upper and lower body separation, and using those ankles and knees. We'll watch Andrew come in here and really roll them up high using ankles and knees, so he gets good upper and lower body separation. Those are the angles we're looking for. We talk about as opposed to yours. You come through here, and during that transition, get your feet really close together. You're going to maintain a consistent width. You always see space between his knees, but through the transition, the width of the skis and knees didn't really change that much. It allows him here, top of the turn, to really get some high edge angles, and you can see him, the bend on the new outside ski, his left ski here, so really that's where the weight is. You also, I don't know if it was the snow, but kind of popping up, your unweighting is popping up more vertically to the point where you were off the snow. We clearly want to maintain snow contact. We don't want a whole lot of up and down motion in slalom. A little more retraction. We're kind of looking more to, as the skis cross under us, to cross over them, taking it down the hill with our body. Pretty hard to get early pressure and a nice high edge angle top of the turn when we're obviously in the air, because you're going to land, skid. But again, those kind of angles we see Andrew put on those skis by really using ankles and knees, roll them up. You can see how he's fairly square down the hill. As we just talked about, he's going to have those skis cross under him as he crosses over them and moves down the hill. See, obviously your feet fairly close together here, and that inside ski pretty flat. And that's why your knees always are together, because you're trying to roll up the outside ski, and the inside ski is under you and flat. There's no room to really roll it up, so you kind of get your knees together in kind of an A-frame position. Sometimes you even look like you tuck it behind the uphill ski. We want to pull that uphill ski, or inside ski, I mean, here in this case. Same thing, but pull it back and tip it up. Little toe down on the inside, big toe down on the outside. We got to strive for level shoulders. We're not level because we're leaning in. We'll watch Andrew. Always very, very level in the shoulders, right? It has nice separation of the body. So you can see again your feet coming together. that. So, how do we do that? Well, a lot of practice on flatter terrain, just really rolling them up, creating like railroad track turns, using those ankles and knees, establishing a high edge angle platform to push against. You tend to be really following your skis with the body and upper body all the time. We're looking to be much more square down the hill. So you got to practice, hop turns. Great example of upper and lower body separation, being square down the hill. With our poles out in front horizontally. Another example. You can see how he's much more square down the hill with the upper body, letting the feet, legs, everything from the waist under do the work. Again, very narrow through the transition, so it's hard to establish that edge angle platform at the top of the turn. There's nowhere to really edge that outside ski because you got a leg, your inside leg's in the way. One thing I know we talked about in different videos, sometimes you're a little actually too bent over at the waist. We tend to, we want to have basically the angle of our shin to be the angle of our upper body. And you tend to be a little bit too bent over. And it makes it hard to get the feet off underneath us. You can see here, we're talking about having this angle of our shin match this, but yours is clearly, you're more bent over the waist, and it's tough to get the feet out from underneath us. That is the goal, to get both feet out from underneath us. You like to have one under you as a little bit of a crutch, kind of flatter. You can try it even in your living room, jump back and forth, side to side, and in your sneakers, and if you bend over the waist, it makes it a whole lot harder to do. So again, you can see how much flatter the inside ski is than the outside. There's clearly weight on the inside ski. Your feet get really close together. And here obviously a little diversion, scissoring, but there's weight on that inside ski. That's kind of your crutch there to hold you up. So we got to really practice rolling them both up. Matching angles, little toe down on the inside, big toe on the outside. Create a platform to push against. Trust your skis. Push on the outside ski. It will come around, right? And really work on that separation. Being square down the hill. Here you're leaning in, and you literally almost fell over right there. So you're falling to the inside. There's no weight on that outside ski. Got to be balanced over it. All right, so let's work on a consistent width throughout the entire turn and the transition. Rolling them both up at the top of the turn, pressing on that outside ski. Trying to be square down the hill. And you're making some good turns, but we can make them better.